People laughed at me. They laughed at me. My body weight went down to 198 pounds. I didn't even look like a bodybuilder anymore. You know, when I said I wanted to make a comeback, they laughed, called me delusional. All this, all that. Blah, 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 blah. That's all I heard. But I just want you to know one thing. If you have a dream and a goal and everything in your mind and something deep down in your heart, don't let it go. If that thing is burning down inside, you need to go back to that place, because I did it. And I'm glad I did.
What's up? So heading to church. Tomorrow's weigh-ins. I'm just gonna say it, boys. I'm gonna be honest. We're probably going to be heavier with all the stress I've had with trying to fill out job applications, to me eating like shit that one day. I don't know, like, we might be cooked this week, but that's why you just keep trying the next week. So tomorrow I'm heading to my first day of a different job, but should be fun. I know a lot of the people that work there, so that's always a good thing. The weather is terrible right now. There's snow everywhere. There's black ice. From all the snow we got last night. But thank the Lord that we actually got some type of moisture, because we really need it. Especially with all these ranches around. I'm not driving on the interstate to church. Like, every first and third Sunday, there's church up here by my town. The priest comes here, so yeah. But today's my rest day. I'm just not gonna number. I mean, I should, but I don't know. Should I number the rest days or not? Because technically, like, every day's the shred-a-thon, but I wanted to show you guys what I do on my rest days. Rest days are kind of like my cardio recovery days, so I do usually like an hour to 2 hours of cardio on rest days, just to build my endurance for all this fire hall training stuff. And also, like, I'll maybe attach the video below of the stretches I do. So if you're a big guy like me that's like not very flexible, but trying to like stretch your muscles and, like, you know, keep your body in check, there's this one video I watch for stretching. Some of them I can do really well, some of them I can't, but like some days on rest day I'll do abs. So it's funny how the Lord works. I'm a perfectionist and like a hard worker at anything I decide to do, and I always want to be perfect at something, or try to be as close to it as I can. But because I am Christian, and because there's sin in the world, the worldly sins and the worldly flesh cannot allow me to have that perfection all the time, and cannot allow me to have that great connection with God, or that perfect week of working out, or that, you know, that whatever you decide to do with your life. And stuff comes up all the time, good or bad, that can interrupt other things. And that's when you have to decide yes or no on depending on certain situations. And these like the beginning of this Catholic Lent of mine, like I decided to give up social media. I deleted everything except YouTube, just so I can have like YouTube for this stuff. And the idea behind it was I spend a lot of time on social media for no reason. And when I am on social media, I'm doom scrolling when I should be trying to rewire my brain to watch higher forms of content again, or longer forms of content again. And it's actually working. Like, I can watch a whole podcast now without swiping out and playing some type of game or scrolling on Instagram while listening and watching to that podcast. I can like fully pay attention to a podcast now without fidgeting or having to play video games. Like, I used to be like, this is how bad my ADHD was with social media. I used to set up my bike in the morning, put on a podcast on my phone, and then play video games while that's going on with a timer on, so that I could stay focused on the podcast and on my cardio. But this beginning of the Lent, like, I was the happiest I've ever been, the closest to God I've ever been. And then, like, these past 2 weeks, I focused too much on worldly things, like making content for you guys for, like, bodybuilding stuff, and quit reading my catechism and my Bible and praying like I should be. And I like started losing my faith, and like I started losing the feeling of the Holy Spirit. And it's funny how God works, because today's sermon, the priest was talking about was the story of Jesus healing the blind man. And you know, that's probably one of his most famous miracles he's done, because the blind man has like two different meanings, metaphorically. Like, it could be everyone's the blind man. Everyone's blind from seeing Jesus, and once Jesus made him see, then everyone could see Jesus and receive him. But it also means the man was literally blind, and Jesus healed him. And the first thing he saw when he opened his eyes was Jesus. And I don't know, like, it's weird how the Lord works, because when I went in the church, I used the bathroom first, and the only spot open was the very front, like right in front of the priest. And this guy needs to move over. That's a good sermon. And so I sat there right in front of him, and this whole sermon thing, he was looking like dead at me while talking about the blind man. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, I even emailed him, like, I'm losing my faith, I need your advice. And he was looking at me a lot during the sermon. And I was like, I'm the blind man, and I just need to accept Jesus to heal me so I can see him again and keep believing in him. And yeah, it was just crazy. And then I think maybe the priest meant it, because afterwards, after the Mass, we just talk, eat donuts, drink coffee. And my priest was like, hey, I saw your email, I didn't respond, how have you been? And I told him like everything, and I felt like, because I didn't know he saw the email, that was speaking to me, but also like not really, if you get what I'm saying. I mean, not really, as in, this is why I love Catholicism. It's that when you're a Christian, I don't know if people know this or are just discovering it, you are not the main character, okay? God doesn't just help you in coincidences. That's the great thing about God. He can help millions of people all at once. But, for example, the weather's bad, and the church here only has church services the first and third Sunday of every month. How isn't it weird that when the roads were bad to go to the other church, that there's a fire. I think they're just burning garbage, but like, see, isn't that crazy how the weather was bad, the roads were closed, and somehow I could still make it to church, and it happened to fall on the third Sunday of the month when my faith was very low and the sermon spoke about my exact situation that was going on. Now, there's two ways I could approach this. I can be like every Christian influencer out there and go, oh my goodness, God, I'm the main character. God wanted me to go to the church that's in my town because it landed on that day, and the sermon spoke to me, and now I'm going to be a better person in life, and God's just going to keep giving me stuff. And God doesn't help anyone else but me, because I used to be that Christian before I started going to a Catholic church. I used to be a very egotistical, non-denominational Christian, where I thought everything was about me, because when you're non-denominational and you just use a Bible and you don't go to a church and you're alone all the time, you start to build an ego because you haven't been talking with a community of people that also love Jesus. So you're like just making your own assumptions and making your own interpretations of the Bible, when a priest should do that because they took 7 years of school for it. But besides the point, I think we're all brother and sisters in Christ. I'm just saying that there's very egotistical Christians out there that think that they're the main character, and they're not. It's just God helping, and God's taken away my ego like millions of times, and I might talk about that like more in the future, but not right now with only 45 subscribers. But like, God can take that ego away from you like that. Like, I just cannot take anyone seriously when they aren't even trying to understand other sides of how God helps someone, and they just always shut everyone down saying I'm the main character. Like, Jesus Christ is the main character. Why it looks like, I don't know, it looked darker than usual, but rest day, like I said, I just drank some pre-workout. We're heading to the gym, and I'm gonna do some abs, maybe boxing for like 20 minutes. My traps and back are still really sore from back day. I don't want to emphasize the pain by doing boxing, because I just don't want to be sore all the time. when I can put that soreness into lifting instead of boxing, which is just some form of cardio I like doing. But this hoodie is absolutely gas. Like, I got this in high school and thought it looked corny and stupid, but now I kind of low-key fuck with it. This little lace-up weird thing it's got in the front, I fucks with it. But so I don't know, but tomorrow definitely am not gonna be below 226. Last week we did weigh in at 226, but from the events that happened last week, we're definitely probably gonna be like 227 or 228. It would be a huge shock to me if we were below 226, but I know my body, and I know, like, I'm not gonna be below that by tomorrow. Maybe a 10% chance, which isn't a big deal. I bet I'll lose it all once I start next week tomorrow. But tomorrow I do have to start my new job, so filming's going to be interesting with my buddy that I will ride with every morning. But yeah, so abs I'm gonna hit like really hard because my abs are developing more and more, so now I gotta train them harder and harder, just like any muscle group. So I'm thinking I do some drop sets and supersets with some more body weight stuff, and then do some type of cardio for 30 minutes, get my steps in, go home, ride my bike for an hour, and then shower and edit videos and hit the hay. I only had like 2 meals today and a snack and a protein shake. I'm not really gonna eat a lot today when I've had like gas, so I figured you guys should know that information. And I've had gas, so I don't really feel like eating anything. So, got the weighted vest on. Tried to do like, I decided to screw the boxing. I don't want to be more sore than I already am. So, I'm gonna be here for like 2 hours and gonna get in like 20,000 steps. And then once I'm home, ride my bike for like an hour. This is mostly just to keep up my endurance for all the fire hall stuff I've been doing, and to maybe burn off all the extra stuff before weighing in tomorrow, but I doubt that will work. But yeah, with all this controversy going on in bodybuilding and all this negativity that came from the Arnold, I see that Martin apologized, and people are saying, no, he didn't mean it. Oh, it wasn't real. Hey, Martin, if you ever see this, you are forgiven. And Jesus loves you. Some people just need to take the apology, no matter how people think it is, and just shut up and move on. And yeah, but like, I just really love the traditions of Orthodoxy and Catholicism, and you know, whatever I say, like where I'm from, when you say you're Catholic, it's like many people think of the Catholics from many years ago on the Oregon Trail that came here, and it's like some boring, I'm halfway spiritual and just go to Sunday because I have to. When I say it though, I'm thinking of the beautiful art and traditions that have been passed on for centuries from Italy, and the beautiful colors and the artwork in all the different churches, and praying my rosary, and like, that's what I mean when I say it. Like, the old school traditional, like, beauty, not this modern day conception of it. And I changed my mind towards it literally just having an open mind, and went to a service with my Catholic aunt. And it seems like whenever I bring it up now, they're like, oh, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're this and that, but they never actually looked into it. Or it's, yeah, well, I'm Christian. It's Catholic. FYI, Catholic's just a word for universal Christian. But yeah, I don't care to debate and argue with people about it. I'm just saying, like, I've gotten way closer to Jesus through it. But anyways, so that was it for the rest day, kind of. I am gonna do some stretches after this. Probably just at my house. They're just normal stretches, like some of them I've 100% done in football when I played in high school, so I just look up best muscle stretches to loosen your body or whatever. But yeah, that's usually it. There's not that big of a secret to it. And as far as the diet going, I'm for the next like 2 or 3 days, just gonna pick through my meal prep and eat the chicken. Cause this tilapia fish thing I've been doing, just extremely bloated and gassy these past couple days. So that could also like be just the fish and me feeling the side effects of that, and I could still be on track of losing weight. But yeah, that's it for the video. Love you guys. Thanks for always watching. Subscribe. I mean, like, you don't even have to really watch every single video, guys. Like, when people subscribe now to channels nowadays, they act like they overcomplicate things, like, oh, he's this way though, I don't know, or I can't watch every video, so why would I even subscribe? I mean, like, if you're just a gym bro that wants to support a gym bro, just subscribe. I mean, it's like, I'm subscribed to maybe 2,000 people on YouTube. Maybe only watch one of their videos once a month. Like, let's be for real right now. It's not gonna hurt you, you know? I don't even have 50 subscribers yet. I'm just doing this for the love of the game. The love of the game of bodybuilding in the gym. And it's not to show you guys, like, look at how badass and cool I am, because I'm filming every day. It's mostly for me to hold myself accountable and to get my ass back in shape. And to show you guys that you can do it too through the power of Christ. Not really messing with the hairdo right now.